Hello, I'm Yonden Lhatoo at the South China Morning Post. I never thought I'd live to see the day. I've warned about it many times, but always assuming sanity would prevail and that day would never come. And yet here we are, talking about a complete breakdown of law and order in Hong Kong, once one of the safest cities in the world. On the night of July 21, when anti-government protesters were exercising their supreme right after every peaceful mass rally to take over main roads, trash police stations and clash with the riot squad in the heart of the city, something far more nefarious was transpiring at the local railway station up north in Yuen Long town. More than 100 thugs, criminals and good old boys from nearby villages, apparently protecting their turf from protesters, went on an unthinkable rampage, indiscriminately attacking anyone in their way with sticks and metal rods. They were primarily targeting people wearing black, the signature color of the protest movement, but they beat up bystanders and even passengers on a train. We've all seen the video clips of the brutality and terror they unleashed that night in the MTR station. All that screaming and blood, and not a single police officer in sight to protect the victims. Some of the assailants were suspected triad gangsters, and arrests have been made. But that's just a band-aid fix for the unspeakable damage to the city's tattered reputation and the further rift this outbreak of extreme lawlessness has created in an already deeply divided society. Fast forward to the July 26 mass protest at the Hong Kong International Airport, and it seems we chroniclers of history in the mainstream media missed quite an ugly story while marveling at the beauty of peaceful demonstrations in the city. An elderly man wheeling his suitcase out into the arrival hall in the middle of the anti-government rally slapped down a placard being held by a protester and completely unhinged the youngsters around him. A viral video clip shows them trying to stop the hapless old man from leaving, hounding him all the way out of the terminal, screaming obscenities in his face and manhandling him. A piece of paper pasted on his back complains about no law in the city. What is this? Cultural Revolution 2.0? The only thing missing was a dunce hat on his head and hysterical red guards yelling at him to confess. Add oil, Hong Kongers, a Cathay Pacific pilot announced over the intercom in support of the protesters on a flight coming in from Japan. Hearts and minds were instantly won with that touching show of solidarity, but he forgot to mention that in some parts of the terminal, the floor was slippery with hate, whatever lubricant those young champions of freedom were high on as they tormented that old man. Where are the police? What's wrong with them? Why aren't they doing their jobs? Everyone keeps asking these days. Oh, so you don't want police to do their jobs. It's a bit confusing because all you have is intense hatred for them whenever they arrive at any scene. Or are you saying they should only stop violence against the protest movement, while the protesters themselves are above the law? Is that why nobody had a problem with violence when hooligans blocking traffic in the name of democracy beat up a van driver on the day of the railway station attacks, damaging his vehicle even as he begged them not to take away his livelihood? That was justified because he should not have confronted them? For months now, this protest movement and its glorifiers have systematically chipped away at the authority and credibility of our police force, demoralized frontline officers with constant abuse and bullying, and defecated all over the rule of law they are defending. We are already paying the price. What happens when they're completely defeated? Hong Kong becomes a better place? Want to add some more oil to this bonfire of hatred? Last Saturday's retaliation rally, with radical protesters taking the fight to the streets of Yuen Long and turning it into a war zone, and Sunday's mayhem on Hong Kong Island, with the same urban army fighting pitched battles against riot police. This city is burning. Where is our government all this time? In hiding, leaving it to police to bear the brunt of public rage and hatred while it cowers behind closed doors, completely at a loss as to what should be done. Shame on our leaders. As I pointed out a while ago, this is not about extradition protests anymore. This is a revolution, an uprising by the people against decades of unfairness, inequality, and official apathy. The lack of basic housing, unemployment, underemployment, corruption, collusion, the rich getting richer while the poor drown in despair. What did you expect would happen? As you sow, so you reap.